Hello, good morning, everyone. What? This is just crazy. All right. So welcome. It was crazy trying to get on here. I didn't do a straight eyebrow. Get on here and then notice my eyebrows aren't straight. One day you're gonna find my eyebrow up there. It's just gonna be all over the place. Maybe I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna have sparkly eyebrows. Hello, good afternoon, Derek. Hello, Charlene. Welcome. Woo, crazy, crazy. Today's not a bad day. Today's pretty good. I mean, astrologically, it's not a bad day. Um, Facebook just up Facebook. So on my Guru Mama shop page, go over there and like it. Please. I need to have at least 100 followers in order for me to go live. So my broadcasts aren't going on to my page anymore for the Guru Mama page. It's going on to my regular Facebook page, right? And of course YouTube, and I'm on Instagram. So, and YouTube, I'm getting likes. Yeah, I think I got 200. I think something like that. So I'm feeling very proud of myself. It's better than 49. Woo! So go over there and like me all over the place. The reason, and it sounds crazy, I know a lot of people are like, oh, you just want the likes. And no, it's promoting the business. It's getting your name, it's getting your message out to people, right? And and I like it, and I run both. Yay, Charlene! Woo! But it's important for if you have a business and you are wanting to get your message out. The thing is that the number one thing about having a business in today's world is you got to be on social media. If you don't have some kind of presence on social media, it's not gonna it's not gonna promote your business. You gotta, either do videos on there, um, do some sort of promotion and stuff like that. That's why I do little snippets on from here. I can edit out and it'll do snippets, so it'll go onto my TikTok and I can promote it on my TikTok. you know so it's important for, if you know businesses, to really help them out, because if you like a business, if you like a promoter, an influencer, maybe that's what I am, I'm an influencer, um, um then like and subscribe to their page. It helps the algorithm. It sounds crazy, but the thing is that there's so much that is trying to not get messages out, which is, we're seeing that constantly over and over and over again. So today the word I got a word of the day, and my word of the day is agape. Agape. Now, agape is not a word that I think there's a big church in California that's called the Agape Church, and I can't remember who runs it. Bernstein, not the Bernstein Bears, that's for sure. But there is. What are you looking for, Stephen? Oh, I have no idea unless you left it outside. So my husband's looking for. Well, you might have brought it when you went outside to go mow the lawn. So my husband's looking for his coffee. So ask his psychic wife. Maybe she can figure it out. Not all the time. So the word agape. There you go. Psychic wife got it right. Agape is used in many different ways, but agape, which is AGAPE, is wide. It's wide open, especially with surprise or wonder. The true meaning of agape is, first, you should know it's a Greek word, and it's derived meaning the fatherly love of God for humans, as well as the human reciprocal love for God. That's what agape is. You hear the word agape used in many biblical texts. You hear agape used in many spiritual areas as well. And the word agape goes with going out of one's way to help a neighbor, create a caring community, focus on similarities between people rather than their differences to find common ground. So, my word agape came to me today, and it's not a word in my regular vocabulary. Not that I have an elapsed, huge array of vocabulary. Half the time, I'm trying to stumble through a sentence and trying to get my words out in English, let alone that. But it is where agape with the word mercy came in. And especially as we are going to be heading into a lot of chaotic energies, a lot of chaotic frequencies are going to be coming in, and we are going to be finding that we need to find that mercy, the mercy within inside ourselves, and to give mercy to others. So that is, if we are stuck in the unforgiveness, if we are stuck in just fuck you kind of way, this is where brows are great. Don't worry about it. I love you, Derek. If you're here, I'd give you a big hug. Um, my eyebrows are great. It's when you get old and everything, your hair just falls out of your eyebrows. It is bringing in the need for forgiveness. Now today, I mean, it is I'm going to say it's quite a revealing day, especially with Mercury, Sun, and Mars or Venus. They're in a very tight little orb there in Gemini, and it is getting us to really look at direction, right? Uh, Charlene agrees. It is a energy, a freak. I get energy and frequency. There's energy and there's frequencies coming in. So there's all of this bombardment that's coming into the world. So we are coming into like a first quarter square, which is going to be coming up soon, and it's going to be an intense because we went through a very intense new moon. And so with all of this coming in and really getting us um to really take a look at our reality, take a look at our world. This is where that word agape came in, is really to get us to sort of sit down and really look at the love for our community, the love for one another, the love that we need to act to begin to, um, and consideration and kindness to others, to finding that common ground. And sometimes it can be very difficult. Many times it can be difficult. I'm not going to say sometimes, many times, especially in this world where, it's usually three strikes, you're out, right? Three strikes, you're out. That's it. Next batter. But here in our world today, it's like one strike and you're out, you're gone. That's it. No more tries. You're canceled. You're this, you're that, and it gets you to be very confused, especially with Neptune at the very end of Aquarius. I mean, it's going to go to the very end of Aries. It's going to go to the very end and then retrograde. So this is where, when it comes to spiritual tension, religious tensions are going to be very high. Beliefs, dogma. People are like, it's this way or my way. This is the way it looks. This is the way it's got to be. But this is where that word agape kept coming in, is coming into that place where we got to really recenter ourselves and have mercy, to be merciful, right? And it is words that we don't use on a regular basis. These are words that are not usually within our normal vocabulary, but they are words that are needed within our world today. The intensity that is rising within the collective and within the outside world is enormous. You're not hearing much about a nuclear ship going by Florida, owned by Russia, going to Cuba. So we have that. We have nuclear submarines off the coast of Florida. It might not mean anything to little old me up here in Calgary, but it does, because we are all connected. We are in a world community, right? So those effects, wherever they are, have a vibration. on how they are um, coming forward, right? And how they are penetrating these are the frequencies coming and penetrating our auras, the way that we think, the way that we connect with one another. And this is can trigger us to be angry, this can trigger us to be confused, can get us to go into escapism, drugs, alcohol, mental illness. And what that mental illness, you know, we all have it. I think we we all have some form of mental illness, honestly. And this mental illness of the world is one that is a lack of compassion. Today, when we went uh, to to a coffee shop that I don't like to name, but my son wanted to go there this morning when I had to drive him. So it's a coffee shop that is unnamed. So I took him there, and it's one that I don't usually frequent. Just saying. And we as we went there, I'm sitting in the car waiting. Oh, by the way, I got the car. I'm driving a Chevy Spark. So thank you, thank you, thank you to the Heavenly Fathers and to the Lord of Bounty and to the Divine Mother for allowing a blessed angel to come and help me out. So I like to send out blessings to that, and sending out compassion and love to the person. So we went to this unnamed place that starts with, a T. And this one guy, just standing out there, a young native boy wearing two different shoes. His shoes did not match. We know just by, just watching him, his aura was very dark, had a lot of holes in it. And he's known to the area. I guess he goes into the 7-Eleven, and but I didn't get a coffee there. It's empty though. It's empty. There's nothing left in there. It went down very fast today. Um, anyways, uh he all I could do was send him love, right? Send him love. And I was just sending him a lot of Reiki and a lot of love. And as I was sending him Reiki or sending that out to him, just doing it mentally, he started to go in circles. And then I'd be like, whoa, maybe I should just sort of stop. And then I stopped, and then he sort of stopped, and then he looked around, kind of thing. And then I did it again. It was kind of like I was using him as an experiment, but I didn't really want to use him. I was just sending him love, and he started doing it again. It was, I think, frequencies or energies that he was receiving that he hasn't received probably forever in some way, which is very sad. As Eddie got into the car, and he said, well, him and Mateus went went to the corner store and went to buy him. And he said the guy is going in there and stealing hot pockets, those pizza pops and stuff, and just putting them all in his shirt, and trying to run out the store. And it which is kind of sad when you think about it, because in our world today, we have a lack of mercy, we have a lack of compassion, we don't have agape in our world today. It is like three strikes and you're out. That's and this energy, this that's coming forward as an astrologer, as we're going into the weekend, it is going to be chaotic. So people who do have mental illness that you see, the street people, you're going to find that there's going to be even more. And we are going to bear witness to that. And this is where we have to have the compassion. Now, not all of us can go out there and help and volunteer or what have you. But what you can do, if you're able to, like, I haven't done it in a long time. Steve and I used to have Ziploc packs, and we would give them out with socks and toothpaste and a toothbrush, and a little at that time, I think it was like a $10 gift card to like Starbucks or Tim Hortons or something. Um, but unfortunately, we're unable to do that anymore, right? We're unable to give that. But what I can do is send love and compassion. If I am going in and to buy a coffee, is maybe buy the person who's waiting outside a coffee. This is bringing in compassion, and this is what, within the astrology, it's getting us to really look at where the cracks are within our society, where there isn't compassion, where there isn't mercy, where there isn't agape. And when the Saturn is squaring Pluto, and it's in Taurus right now, and it will later on, about a month from now, it's going to conjunct um, with Uranus. So we're going to have a July conjunctions there. We're coming up to a quarter moon, and this quarter moon is going to be long. It's going to be about 14 hours long. I mean, the moon moves 1 degree every 8 hours. So we're going to have this quarter square of a moon, and it's going to bring in some real heavy intensity. And that's as we go into the weekend. So today is kind of like a preparation day of where we can really find the grounding and the compassion within ourselves and bring in that compassion and love and that agape to others. This is where we search, and even within our own lives we are searching. This is where we have to sit down and say, what are we searching for? This is turning our hearts to God, to the divine. And as we are turning that trust over, this is to trust over and step into that. That's where which is a hard one, because we are now in a society, in a world that says you got to do it yourself, you got to figure it out yourself, just do it. But this is when you step into that divineness, like it's almost like you're stepping into the heart of God, into the heart of the Divine Mother. As you are stepping into that heart, you're finding the comfort, you're finding the love, you're finding the mercy, you're finding the compassion. You're finding that there is strength in there for you to continue on your journey when you feel like you can no longer do it. And this is where we are going to be stepping into this a million and one times, especially as we're going into the weekend and as we are going into the summer. We also have, with the summer solstice, a full moon coming in. And it's a full moon in Capricorn. It's not going to be like, oh, summer's here. It's going to be like, oh, summer's here. Now what? Like what is going on? I mean, here in Calgary, there's still the water restrictions. And I feel like there's going to be water restrictions throughout the whole summer in some way, even though there's going to be intense, crazy, rainy energies that are going to be coming in. So we are going to be coming into where, especially with Mars in Taurus, this is for healing. Mars has to take some time to heal, to look at the home base, to look at what's going on, so that got Brecky. I'm going to bring it over here to bring in that peace and love that we need to bring in that connectedness that we need to do. So see what you are connected to. And it's not only following your guts, it's following you're following your head, right? Because Uranus is coming in very strong. And with Mercury, Sun, Venus squaring over to Saturn, this is going to be pushing your boundaries. And if you're finding that the boundaries are getting pushed to a point where there's a big warning sign, stop pushing. Stop pushing. Take that step back. Say, okay, what do I need to do here? Even though Virgo can be too analytical. And so this is looking again, this is our mental health. And what is our mental health? How are we, handling things? And what do I have to learn from this accident? That's what I keep asking. What do I need to learn? One, to slow down. One is to understand that, yeah, my mental health, it really did trigger something there. And I have to come in and ask, what is it triggering? What is it that I need to learn even more with this? And coming into the compassion and the mercy for myself. And that's really this energy that's coming in for the weekend, and as we're going forward into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. This is going to get you to, personally, to really take the time to look at these things, write them out, release them, let them go and do a releasement ceremony. This would be a beautiful weekend to do it, to do a releasement ceremony, and allowing yourself to have that time to let go. Take something here. This is really a cool thing to do, is gather some rocks and write on them. Write on those rocks what it is that you are wanting to create, what you're wanting to go, and then just take it and chuck it into the river, chuck it into the lake, chuck it into the ocean. Allow yourself to, just to release that. I mean, I used to um we used to have a bag of rocks in the car, and we would take them out, and we could write an angel name on there, and then write out in you could just use a Sharpie, and then write out onto your little rock what it is that you want. It doesn't have to be legible. You're just writing it out, right? Just make it, and then just do a prayer over that rock, and then throw it into the river, right? And Charlie was, you got to be here, honey. You got to be here. He'd feed you if you were here. This is the beauty of the transformation of this energies that are coming in. We're in a pressure cooker, and this is a pressure cooker where things are going to go very fast, very, very fast. And the intensity that is coming forward, we're going to be feeling that pressure. So, as light workers, it is so important to ground yourself so that you're able to be grounded and focused on what is, coming forth, and the courage to move forward, and needing the will to understand the basics. So, don't overwhelm yourself. Take some time to stop, to check, to breathe, to you don't have to be in a hurry for anything. You might think you have to be somewhere. You might think you have to be in a hurry to get things done, to go wherever it is that you need to go, but you really don't. You really don't. So let's pull some cards. I know, I got to get a new deck. I will. But the thing is, I just can't use any deck. Well, I can use any deck. What am I saying? But I just, it's got to be, people show me some beautiful decks. Oh, look at this one. Yeah, they're beautiful. But it's like almost like it has to speak to you, kind of thing. Got to talk to me. The deck's got to talk to me. So I'm having my Sizzle Summer Sale. Please spread it out. Let people know. If you are, talking to a friend and they feel like they're distressed or whatever, or people in your area, send them out. Say, hey, I know this lovely lady, and she has a sale. 3 readings for $200. So definitely, please spread the word out. It's a great entryway for people to get to know what I do. Also, to, once you get one reading, it's nice to have a couple others sort of in the back pocket. When you have a couple readings in the back pocket, so if something comes up and you're like, hey, I need to book in quickly, is there, usually most of the time I can sort of wiggle some room in for people, especially if it's an emergency. I'm really good at that, to get people to come on in. So spread the word. And what do we have? Yeah, we're feeling like we, Our get up and go is not there. Like this is usually, let's go out and celebrate, let's get together. Here it's like, no, I don't want to get out and celebrate. Here I don't want to get out and go. Kind of very reserved type of energy and um having reservations in what we are doing. Yeah, because we're not feeling we're feeling betrayed. This is very much a betrayal one in thinking that you've won it all. So there's this sense of betrayal that's out there thinking, "Oh, I got it all. Look at me." And other people are going off sulking because they didn't win. They didn't um come in line. So the two of them, with passion and the swords, I mean, we're not getting to where we want to go. We're not getting what it is that we want to get to. And here it is like, how can I connect with the people I love? So you got to take some time. You got to really take some time to meditate, to really, allow yourself to come into your own agape, to come into your own mercy, to come into your own compassion. Because you got to have that compassion and mercy for yourself before you can give it out to anybody else. Right? Otherwise, you're going to be one of those it just got, you know, a ringed out old rag, because you're just giving it out and wringing it out, giving it out and wringing it out, and just sort of you got holes and you're tattered and you're thinking you could do more, but you're just ready just to fall apart in the next wash. And that's not good for anybody. So this is where it's a period of transition and you might be feeling helpless. And in that helplessness is there's a feeling like, oh my God, everybody else is winning, but I'm not winning. Everybody else is getting what they want, but I'm not getting what I want. So it's that projection of they get it and I don't. So watch for the gossip, watch for the mistrust that comes in and have some discernment. This is where, am I ready to with my heart's true intentions? Am I ready to connect to my truth? And my truth is the truth of my divine, right? It's not just his truth or her truth. This is when you come in and that connection to you and your God, and having that connection between you and your divine. Because when you have that connection between you and your divine, it's just that, yeah, I'm able to come forth and set forth on my adventure, set forth on the direction I need to go to. But I really have to come and do some look into, the uncomfortableness. And the uncomfortableness isn't fun, but that's what we're heading into, is a lot of uncomfortableness. And this is where it's not to make assumptions, not to, and looking at and have denial. This is where, this, disturbance, this instability that's coming forward. And we're going to probably see some really crazy news that's going to come out Thursday and Friday, and that's going to be out there. And it's probably going to shock a lot of people, some of the information that's going to come out. And it's quite interesting. I mean, the Ninth District Court in the United States came out and said that the elixir wasn't an elixir. Everything that's coming out with the trial with the Ouchie Fauci is incredible. Like they're really trying to hold him accountable. I mean, all of this, is coming forward. It's interesting. We're watching it, but there's a lot that has to come out with compassion for other people as well that is coming forth. But people have to be held accountable for, for their wrongdoings. Because you can forgive somebody, yes, but in that forgiveness doesn't mean that they're not held accountable. So sending you guys out so much love. May the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you, and all that you say and all you be and all you do. Shine that light. Be beautiful. Be vibrant. Go out there and put on something radically bright today and shine your light and be that beautiful, beautiful, energetic person that you are. God bless everybody.